You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
Burr's word. What's good? Happy hump day, everybody. Are we right? Am I sound? Am I good? Okay, now I can hear myself. Boo-doo-doo-boo-doo. How's everybody doing this fine Wednesday? Welcome in, welcome in. Please make sure you're in the live chat if you are on YouTube and not in the comment section of the video. I don't know why YouTube defaults to that. If the person is actually live, the default should be to the live chat. But welcome to YouTube. What's up, Christina? What's good, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. How come I can't see anything? This is gonna be one of them days, but we got a lot to discuss this lunchtime chat. So give me 2 seconds, because of course, when I say Cajun, when I say it's going down, because every day the feds, because it's not even the state, it's the feds seem to be building a stronger and stronger case. So we will see how this goes down, because people don't realize it's like going to be about an 8-week trial. So it's going to be about 8 weeks. And so I don't think they're going to waste this type of time and resources if they didn't have a strong case. So they're definitely going to that's what happened. So they're definitely going to nail his ass to the wall. Anyway, welcome in. Let's get started. Here's the thing. This is funny, being your own producer. There we go. So this is Tory Lanez. Now, we talked about him briefly last week, and I did Celebrity Culture is Demonic. I believe that's the name of the live stream, was called Celebrity Culture is Demonic. And we talked about him a little bit in the whole situation going on with him, the Meg Thee Stallion. But now we got some updates. We got an update from the bodyguard. We got a reply from Meg Thee Stallion herself. And then we have our very own representative, Anna Paulina Luna, chiming in, advocating for him to be pardoned by Governor Gavin Newsom. So we got a lot to talk about in terms of this. But for those who don't know who Tory Lanez is, he is a Canadian singer, rapper, songwriter, and record producer. He broke... He's released 6 studio albums. He broke about 7-8 years ago. He broke into the mainstream in America, and he's had a pretty successful run, especially in the hip hop industry and some little bit of the R&B. I know a few of his songs, Love, Shooters, a couple of those songs, but I believe those are from his first project. On August 8th, 2023. Lanez was sentenced to 10 years in prison after being convicted of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. He was found guilty of first-degree assault with a firearm, discharge of a firearm with gross negligence, and having a concealed firearm in a vehicle. As of 2025, he is incarcerated at California Correctional Institution. Now, how did we get to this man being incarcerated? And I don't know if you remember, but he was violently attacked a week or two ago in prison. He survived the attack. I believe he had 14 stab wounds. So life is life for this man right now. Um, so let's go back to July 12th, 2020. So they left the house party. I believe it was like one of those Jenner Kardashian people's house parties. I want to say it was Kylie Jenner's house. She had a house party. And there had been an argument that resulted in violence. Lane was arrested in Hollywood Hills and charged with carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle. Another rap artist, Megan Thee Stallion, as we mentioned, was also in the car and was initially reported to have had a foot wound caused by glass. However, in an Instagram post, Megan later disputed this, stating she underwent surgery after suffering, quote, gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against her. Hold on. That's what happens when you don't put stuff on Do Not Disturb. All this preparation. All right, there we go. Against her to physically harm her. At the time, she did not state who shot her. On Instagram Live in August 2020, Meg stated that she was shot by Lanez during this incident. She also voiced her opinions against his publicist team, saying, "You shot me, and you got your publicist and your people going to these blogs lying in SHIT. Stop lying. Why lie?" So remember, I believe she talked to Gayle King or Robin Roberts. She talked to one of them. And then, I mean, I didn't really know a lot I didn't really follow this case. I knew it was happening, but I didn't really follow it at the time it was unfolding. But I became fascinated after he got attacked in prison. And then people started chiming in online saying that there was something fishy here and that this man should have never been incarcerated. So then I started looking into it and I was like, whoa, this looks really weird. So, and then that's where the Anna Paulina piece comes in. But on October 25th, 2024, a California Court of Appeals issued a procedural order acknowledging that it had received a new petition from Lanez's legal team and would consider it alongside his other appeals. On May 12th, 2025, Lanez was attacked by 42-year-old Santino Casillo, a convicted killer, at a house unit at the California Correctional Institute, and sustained 14 stab wounds. The stabbing left the singer with multiple injuries, including collapsed lungs. By May 16th, media reported that Lanez's condition was stabilized. Needless to say, this attack created a whole bunch of buzz. And here I am, and finally I'm invested. So, once I'm invested, I'm going to investigate. And so I started investigating. And I said, well, what really went down? So now you have the bodyguard. So there were 3 people in the car that night. Meg Thee Stallion, there was Tory Lanez, and then there was Meg Thee Stallion's former best friend, Kelsey Harris. This is where it gets good. So I'm going to pull up my screen here. Booyah, booyah, booyah. And hold on, let me remove this annoying overlay for y'all. Hi, there you go. Boo bit, what you got? All right, cool. So bodyguard for Meg Thee Stallion's former friend, Kelsey Harris, claims she admitted to shooting rapper, not Tory Lanez. Now, here's my thing. I don't know why he didn't say this before, but whatever. The bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris alleges that he overheard her say that she shot Meg 3 times before Tory Lanez slapped the gun out of her hand. This is very instrumental into why Anna Paulina is really on the case now, because this makes more sense now with what Anna Paulina is now claiming was found in terms of like the investigation and gun residue and all other stuff, gunshot residue and all other stuff. Anyway, but the saga of Tory Lanez, we don't need people's real names, and Meg Thee Stallion cannot seem to end. Lanez, who was recently stabbed 14 times in a prison altercation, is currently serving a 10-year sentence for, among other things, shooting Meg Thee Stallion in the foot in 2020 after an argument. Lanez has maintained his innocence in the shooting. The only other person was Meg's former best friend, Kelsey Harris. In a press conference held by Lanez's legal team, Unite the People, Walter Roberts, the lead legal counsel for the organization, alleges that Lanez didn't shoot Megan. According to Roberts, Unite the People, United. Oh, it is type. That's their typo. Yo, Yahoo, y'all should do better. Why y'all got typos? Y'all Yahoo. Unite the People was approached by Bradley James, the bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris during Lanez's trial, who allegedly overheard Harris admit to being the shooter. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was witness to the conversation Miss Harris had where she stated she had the gun. She fired it 3 times. Robert shared with reporters. Mr. Peterson, that's Tory Lanez, grabbed her gun and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. That's weird. A gun fires 2 times if it's dropped. Anyway, ain't my problem. But so according to Unite the People's website, it is a California-based nonprofit organization formed in 2014 by a small group of concerned citizens, defense attorneys, and families and friends of incarcerated loved ones. Its stated goal is to fight for social justice and deal with our national problem of mass incarceration and the need for prison and sentencing reform. I agree with that to a degree, but most people in prison belong there. So don't sit up here and act like everybody that's been to prison or is in prison don't belong there. Most of y'all belong there. But we do have cases like this where funny things happen, and you should question it, and you should be concerned, and you should be like, hey, what's going on here? Because this doesn't make any sense. And if it don't make sense, you should be asking questions. But in typical form, none of the usual suspects are on the case, right? So Meg Thee Stallion, hold on, let me grab her response here. Meg Thee Stallion, still on her tour that Tory Lanez shot her. Now, I don't know if this is a Juliet situation where she's just sticking to the story no matter what, but Meg Thee Stallion, hold on. Meg Thee Stallion slams Tory Lanez for denying he shot her as artists call for release. You effing demon. Well, she seems a little upset. Damn advertisements. I know we got to pay bills. We just got to do better. Megan Thee Stallion has slammed Tory Lanez for denying that he shot her. In a TikTok post of a text message shared Monday, May 19th, the Savage musician called the Canadian rapper a demon after Unite the People, his legal team, claimed that there was new evidence proving that he didn't shoot Megan and someone else was responsible. At what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? She began the post referring to Lanez's supporters who have denied he's guilty despite being convicted of shooting Megan in the feet in a 2020 incident. She continued, 1 minute, y'all. Wait, hold on. Wait. 1 minute, y'all said I was never shot, and y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say, she might have just said this instead of typed it, and say, I shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. Listen. Megan then shared how exhausted she was from being told she's lying. Megan, I'm not going to say you lying, but I'm just gonna say the law looks a little bit different than this grandstand. And also, if you have, I don't even understand why reply. If I know everything is good, I have no reason to go on this grandstand. But these are the new celebrities. I grew up with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson would have never responded to this. He would have probably did one Oprah interview and settled it and been done with it. But anyway, I'm bored. So she's denying it. Why in the F would me, Meg Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? She wrote, "Facts are facts. He did it." It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. You know what they say. A hit dog hollers. Because again, why do I have to do all of this? If he's already been convicted and he's behind bars, it is up to his team to prove that there was any wrongdoing. So I don't have anything to bark about. I got what I wanted. You've been convicted. Now, the only time I will talk is if this comes up for appeal and I have to go plead my case again or send my attorneys to go plead my case. That's it. But other than that, I'm not releasing no messages. I got things to do. She just dropped, I think, an album that flopped or something. Whatever. Nobody cares. Like we're again, I'm not gonna say she lying, but I'm gonna say I'm giving a strong side eye here. So this got the interest of congressional rep Anna Paulina Luna, who got on the case. Now I find it funny. I should have looked up who's the rep for the congressional district of that prison or for the jurisdiction. I don't know if it's Maxine Waters or somebody else. But how is a representative from Florida petitioning the governor of California to pardon Tory Lanez? And it's not looking, it's not, it's looking pretty decent here. Anyway, um, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna calls for Tory Lanez's pardon, claims new evidence prove his innocence. And I'm gonna read some of her tweets in a little bit, but hold on, close. Rep. Anna Paulina of the 13th District is calling for Tory Lanez's freedom. The Republican urged California Governor Gavin Newsom to review the Toronto singer's 2020 shooting case and issue Lanez a pardon in a message posted on X. I am calling, we don't have to reread it. Lanez is currently serving a 10-year sentence, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. So hold on. Where's my video? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I promise we're gonna get really good at this, y'all. I really, really promise. Video storage. No, not you. Oh yeah, there we go. I knew I had a video of her tweets. All right, let's get there. Why is this taking so long? What's going on? My whole MacBook froze. Okay, there we go. What's going on? Open. Tell me what's going on. Yeah, what's going on? Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-da. Marvin Gaye's Family, don't come after me. The song just popped in my head. Marvin Gaye's family is really strict about those copyrights. I'd used the image of Marvin Gaye in a video once and got a strike. I was like, really? Really, y'all? I just used the image. Y'all made it seem like I disparaged the man. I was just giving him props. Anyway, all right. So we have here. So Tory Lanez. Oh, wait, the video is going. I don't need you to go yet. I need you to wait. Like Michael Jackson said, wait for me. You don't just do that. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna shares evidence supporting Tory Lanez's innocence. So now let's go through a few of her tweets here. Tory Lanez has filed a direct appeal. Hold. Cool. There we go. A habeas petition and a successive habeas, all now consolidated by the California Court of Appeals. They have seated a panel. Oral arguments are coming. This case is far from over. Due process matters. Uh-oh. And if you know Anna Paulina Luna, she don't play. She the one that went up to Kamala Harris. Remember when Kamala was this before she was running for president? I believe it when she was just I think she oh yeah, this is when she was running for president the first time. So this was when Biden got the nomination, and she came up to her in the airport. Anna Paulina ain't she about it. She went up to her. She told her about herself. Anyway, Tory Lanez was sentenced to 10 years despite having no prior record, largely due to a firearm enhancement law now under scrutiny for racial bias. Black defendants face a 92% higher rate of this enhancement. That's not justice. That's discrimination. Black people, pull up to the table. Pull up, pull up. All the blacks, pull up. I thought the Democrats was the homie. This is why I and other gun rights advocates say that all gun control is racist. Because black folks who are generally in these jurisdictions that y'all love to be Democrat in will put up all of these ridiculous gun laws allegedly aimed at criminals. But guess what? Criminals are gone criminal. Criminals are not the law-abiding citizens of the land. And so when you get hemmed up in a court case and such as this one, you're sort of put in the same category as the person that went and, powed up a Walmart or something. And it's not the same way. Criminals are not looking at the law. Criminals are not, they don't care. So why should the average citizen have to pay for what other idiots are doing that they're going to do regardless? They're going to do it regardless of the law. Clearly. Duh. But y'all want Democrats in y'all lives, that's y'all thing, right? So here she talks about the forensic evidence in the Lane's case was deeply flawed. 0.01% chance his DNA was on the firearm. I'm sorry. If you're in the middle, if y'all have been at a party and y'all had a little bit to drink here, yeah, Pat. Tory's in Cali. He's in prison in Cali. Tory, barely any DNA, right? On the gun, right? 0% on the magazine. No fingerprints. DNA from 4 individuals found. Tory wasn't a primary contributor. Key gunshot residue tests were never performed on the others. This raises serious doubt. Why, if there, listen, I'm no officer by a long shot, but if you have a case involving a gun, wouldn't you test the people at the scene? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe we just asking for too much. Are we asking for too much here? I don't know. Anyway, newly surfaced body cam and medical records show Megan Thee Stallion initially claimed she stepped on glass. ER records showed no bullet fragments on x-rays. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. Evidence mishandling was a disaster. Excuse me. I'm trying to find my words. Bullet fragments allegedly removed are now missing. So if the bullet fragments that are now missing, which was fired from the gun, how do you match that to the gun that was allegedly at the scene that got fired? How do you make this connection? And then why would she say, if she got shot, why would she say she stepped on glass? I gotta look at the trial. Did she testify? Was she cross-examined? Did they about any like I need to know. Who was his defense? If all of this was known at the time of trial, we got some splaining to do. Newly surfaced body cam and medical records show Meg Thee Stallion initially claimed she stepped on glass. ER records showed no bullet fragments on x-rays. I'm sorry, but if you get shot in the foot, there's going to be a bullet or fragments of the bullet in your foot. So we have no bullets. Sloppy. Y'all let OJ off for far. I'm going to shut up. Next. Under California's Racial Justice Act and recent legislation limiting the use of rap lyrics and character evidence, is that what she meant to say? Tory Lanez rap lyrics as character evidence. Tory Lanez deserves a full review. His conviction was built on outdated and unconstitutional grounds. Listen, I don't know if he put this in his songs, but he shouldn't have. This is what I tell people all the time. Just this art imitating life stuff, don't take it literally. You got these idiots confessing the crimes in their lyrics. Why would you do that? Free Tory Lanez, bro. I'm annoyed by this whole thing. I'm annoyed. Okay, so Tory Lanez's trial included prosecutorial misconduct, exclusion of mitigating factors, use of protected speech, rap lyrics, tattoos as evidence. When the hell? You know what? Whatever. Witness contradictions, immunity deals with unclear motives. This is not how justice is supposed to work. Facts. It should also be noted that this is a Republican. Where's the Al Sharptons and the Benjamin Crumps and all the people? Oh, this is to protect black women season, right? So no matter, believe all women, right? Isn't that the sentiment? Even at the behest of incarcerating a black man who don't deserve to be there. All right, let's go, Anna. What else we got? Key witnesses changed their stories and contradicted themselves. One admitted in court she lied in a DA interview. Another gave a sworn statement that Harris admitted to firing the gun. This case deserves fresh eyes and full transparency. I agree. Now, I heard people barking, oh, yeah, where's Tariq Nasheed? You barking about all this other stuff on X all day, every day. Why you not standing up for this? Interesting. Probably because he's not technically because Tory Lanez is not a black American. Like he's a Canadian. So I guess he really not going to advocate for that, but he'll stand on the side of Meg Thee Stallion because she a black American. Listen, it's not my rules. Those are his rules. I think it's stupid, but there's a time to call out stuff like that, but this ain't one of those instances. Right is right and wrong is wrong, like I say all the time. So you got witnesses changing their minds. You have no DNA on the lines. Right. Exactly. You'll probably call Tory Lanez a tether. Tory Lanez's conviction and sentencing raise major constitutional concerns. First Amendment, use of lyrics as evidence. Sixth Amendment, excuse me, right to confrontation. 14th Amendment, equal protection under racial biased enhancements. These issues demand urgent review. Very interesting, isn't it? Justice isn't served when due process is ignored. Isn't this what y'all bitch about all the time? Oh, we being railroaded. Oh, the justice system is it ain't fair. And you have a living example of the shit that y'all bitch about all the time, and y'all are not outraged. Meanwhile, y'all could have Leroy shoot up the Popeyes. It's all on in 4K, and y'all will sit there and protest for Leroy. Wow. Justice isn't served when due process is ignored. Evidence is mishandled, and race plays a role in sentencing. Tory Lanez deserves a fair hearing, and if justice prevails, he deserves his freedom. Free Tory Lanez. And the more of this that I research, the more I agree. This is absurd. Again, like I said, I didn't follow the case at the and when it was unfolding in real time. I just remember seeing clips of Meg Thee Stallion crying, talking to um uh was it Gail King? I believe she was talking to. That's all I saw. I didn't see much of anything else. So I was just like, what's going on in these streets? But this looks sus as hell. And I think, I'm glad that you have people, the right people, speaking up about it. And I'm glad there are some groups. They aren't the major groups, but you have groups who have some influence in California actually looking into it. And I hope California does the right thing. Now, I saw some idiot and I meant to download his video talking about, well, he doesn't need a pardon. He just need no. I don't give a damn how you do it. First of all, it is very hard to overturn a conviction. That could take years. So I'm all for the pardon. If you can literally prove that he did nothing wrong and that she's lying, first of all, I think if she's actually lying, she needs to be sentenced to 10 years. Because this goes right up there with sex crimes where people get convicted or lose careers because they're convicted of sex crimes. If you lied, you got to do the time. Almost had a Johnny Cochran moment right there. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Gun control laws are in fact racist. And I just showed you why. Not only is she walking, Tony, she's twerking and having a good old time. This believe all women, no matter what stuff is ridiculous. This protect black women even when they wrong is bullshit. Y'all protect the criminals. Y'all got more protection for George Floyd than the people he menaced in his life. We don't care about that woman who had a gun to her belly. Did anyone ever find her, interview her, talk to her? Hmm. You have the right to not take the stand in a criminal trial. There's a lot that doesn't make sense here. And I'm not going to take a hard stance on either side, but I'm just going to say we'll see how this unfolds. But when you have a congressional rep involved who is not generally involved in issues like this, you should take notice. Anna Paulina Luna is not going to just jump in the ring for convenience. She's not going to just do something just to do it. She don't need the attention. She got the attention. She don't need the clout. She got the clout. She's one of the sharpest new congresswomen in the House. So if she's putting her name on this, that means she knows some stuff. Where's AOC? Where's all these people barking about reparations right now? Why aren't y'all on this case? Why aren't y'all retweeting Anna Paulina Luna? Mm. Yeah, y'all love talking this exhaust all measure stuff until you're the one sitting in the box for 5 years while the legal system figures it out. And I've seen specials where people have been in prison for 10 years waiting for their convictions to be thrown out. That's ridiculous. But let's be clear, like the group that's advocating for Tory Lanez, I understand you to a degree, but most of the people in prison belong there. And there are exceptions. And this seems to be one of those exceptions. It's looking like one of those exceptions. So there should be mass incarceration because y'all folks are committing mass crimes, right? Okay, cool. So like I tell folks all the time, if you know the system is rigged against you, why are you out here thugging? Why are you out here carjacking people? Why are you out here killing people? Why are you out here sexually assaulting people? If you know the system is rigged against you and your broke ass don't have money for sufficient representation, why are you out here commit major crimes? Hmm. And the only time the black activists will show up is if you get blasted by the police, which more than likely you earned. Hmm. All gun control is racist. They set you up to fail. And then when you get a high profile situation like this is when you can start paying attention and start asking Democrats, why would you pass this? How did this get past a Democrat chain of command? And signed into law by the governor. How? How did that happen? Democrat governor. Guns aren't the problem. Idiots are. And guess what? Idiots are going to always find a way around the law. Period. No one's going to sit there and be like, oh, well, according to penal code, blah, blah, blah. Didn't give a fuck about no penal code. I'm going to rob this bank. I'm going to go shoot up this school. I'm going to go be menacing. I don't care about none of this stuff. Meanwhile, you pen down the citizens and you basically make them walking targets. For example, remember that shooting in the supermarket in Buffalo, New York? Gun-free zone, right? Imagine if you had at least 2 people to counter what he was doing in that store. We probably would have had far less fatalities and injuries because he would have been neutralized as soon as he started popping off. But no, nobody wanted to think like that. We want to think, oh, the government's supposed to come in and no, the government don't care. The government ain't on the ground with you. The government's not in that store. when it goes down. Jeez. People, stop playing in our face. I wish I had a graphic of I forgot to put one in here of Angel Reese. But this case deserves some fresh eyes, a fresh look, a fresh take, because all of this seems sus. Tory Lanez deserved justice. I believe he did it, bro. The weapon was found on the floor where he was sitting. Why wasn't his fingerprints on it, Herbert? Herbert. Why wasn't his fingerprints on the magazine. Hmm. Pat, armed bodyguards on top of that. Like I said, I'm leaning towards he didn't do it, but I'm also, let's see how they play this, because I want to see how Democrats actually react to it. Because it's just very interesting that they're quiet about this. And then also it's messed up because once he gets released, more than likely he's going to get deported back to Canada. And was it? No, it wasn't. I'll just answer the question for you. It wasn't. It was screwy. And I kind of wish I had followed it in real time, because then I probably would have a different, because I honestly just didn't care. It was just like, okay, these two rappers got into a kerfuffle in LA, How did it get from the ground to the floor of the car where he was sitting without him touching it? I don't know. All I know is we got a bodyguard coming forward saying that's not what his former client said. His former client said she did it. That was Kelsey Harris. She was the other person in the car. We have some suspicious. Let's pull up Anna Paulina's situation here. I can get it right. Wait, hold on. Pause. Move. You go. Thank you. Appreciate you. Do, 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 do. All right. The problem I'm having really in this is this firearm enhancement law. That's really the bigger issue here, because this is the reason why he got 10 years. He had no priors. Although he glorified a ridiculous lifestyle, he wasn't actually living it. And so when you sit here and you talk about protect the people, but you literally are shackling the people with legislation like this. The eyewitness testified he fired. Which eyewitness? What was the name of the witness? What was the name of this eyewitness? 0.01% chance his DNA was on the firearm. I'm sorry if I'm blasted, like y'all say I'm doing. There's gonna be some of my skin cells on the gun. Correct. A lot of this seems a little weird. A lot of weird. A whole lot of weird. You found the DNA of 4 individuals and Tory wasn't a primary contributor. I need to look at the transcripts of this trial. I'm on the case. I am invested. Believe all women, my ass. And what is she screaming on her social media for? If you got justice and they just looking at the case again, no matter, even if they say something about you, why are you worried about it? I don't like these modern celebrities. Okay, do you knock a weapon out of someone's hand or wrestle it away? First of all, do you realize how fast this shit happens? Y'all act like it happens in slow motion. These are seconds. I don't know how she's firing the gun. How was she firing the gun, alleged, if she did it? One hand or two. If you got it in one hand, you can knock it away. So I don't know. It's a lot of, we'll never really know what actually happened. Like we know OJ killed them people. We'll just never know exactly how he killed Ron and Nicole. We'll never get 100% of the story. Was there bullet fragments or ricochet signs? I don't know. He had to have touched it, bro. Yeah. Well, if he touched it, where was his DNA? Where was his fingerprints? I, these are good questions. These are good questions that should raise serious doubt. If you're accusing me of this and my freedom's on the line, y'all better exhume Johnny Cochran. I need him. Cause it don't make any sense. If you say it went down the way it went down, and I just couldn't believe, I'm just thinking, but of course this is LAPD. Why would I, whatever. No gunshot residue test performed on anyone. Why would you not do that? There's nowhere for anyone to go wash their hands at this point. So whatever you have on you, you have on you. That's it. Period. Mm-mm-mm. Kyron Lacey. Refresh my memory. Who's Kyron Lacey? I feel like I know that name. Oh, I remember him. Didn't he unalive himself? Mm. That's crazy. Kelsey and Tory both had well, if they both had it on them, who fired the gun? Herbert. Herbert. I don't think a congressional rep would put her reputation on the line if she didn't have evidence of the stuff that she listed here. Anna Paulina Luna doesn't sound like a very impulsive kind of woman. Like she'll just say stuff just to say it. So we're gonna push back Herbert. I asked for the name of the witness. Who was the corroborating witness that saw Tory Lanez pop, 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 pop? I need a name so I can look them up. Because you have people in this case who changed their story, who admitted to lying. Mm. And also, Herbert, if you got pew pewed in your feet, why would you say you stepped on glass? Because let's be clear, I tell everybody all the time, if you commit a crime in front of me, even if you my best friend, I'm not taking the rap for you. So don't do dumb shit in front of me. Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly. Tory Lanez. Do-do-do-do-do. Rolling Stone. Accept. It appeared to me when I was on the phone that they were trying to unalive her. 911 caller Sean Kelly told jurors at Tory Lanez trial over Meg Thee Stallion shooting. The man who says he witnessed the street level shooting that landed Megan Thee Stallion in the hospital testified Tuesday that he saw an initial muzzle flash near two women fighting. Oh, so they were fighting. Then a very agitated man alleged to be Tory Lanez firing everywhere. So he just started blowing up the street. And I know exactly where this happened. I used to drive by there all the time. Sean Kelly, who was in his bedroom shortly after 4 a.m. July 12th, 2020, told jurors he peered out his window on Nicholas Canyon Road. That sounds like money, right? Nick, if you ever been on Nicholas Canyon Road, yeah, that's money. In Los Angeles, and saw four people fighting and shouting at each other during a quiet, violent confrontation. Kelly was called as a defense witness at Lanez's felony assault trial because he told a defense investigator in January 2021 that he believed he saw an initial muzzle flash closest to a woman's hand during a purported physical altercation between Meg Thee Stallion and her former friend Kelsey Harris. So my question is, if the two women are fighting, why does he get out the car and start just shooting? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? I want to be clear. I never saw a gun, okay? I just saw flashes, Kelly testified. So he never saw the gun that was allegedly blasting up the canyon road. Whose hand did you see the flashes from? Lanez's lawyer asked. The girl, Kelly replied. But they were all together. They were very close together. I'll read it again. I want to be clear. I never saw a gun, okay? I just saw flashes, Kelly testified. Whose hand did you see the flashes from first? George, whatever his name is, Lanez is a lawyer asked. The girl, Kelly replied. But they were all together. They were very close together. He said, the girl. Not my words, his. Then the last time that I checked, Tory Lanez does not wear a wig or heels or is not impersonating a woman. So, the girl, Kelly replied. But they were all together. They were very close together. Kelly waffled on whether Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was still inside the vehicle at that point. At first, he placed Peterson inside the SUV during the initial alleged gunshot. Herbert, sir, this is not looking very good for you. Herbert. Um, Pat, I'm repeating myself. The live is not over. I'm here. I'm waving right now, Pat. Do you see me waving, Pat? Pat, do you see me waving? Mm, do y'all see me waving? I don't want to keep reading in vain. Do 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 do. How do? How do? How do everybody? How do? Herbert, I'm waiting for your response, bro. Mm. Kelly doesn't look like he was a witness for the defense. No, Herbert. Do you want me to? Am I making sense? Am I making sense here? Because I believe I read what I read, right? Y'all heard me read it, right? So how are you still in the comments fighting for your life, Herbert, if I literally read to you what he testified to? He never said Tory had the gun. This was your state. That was your claim. You said that. And I asked for the witness name. I looked up the witness. I read what the witness testified to, and it doesn't corroborate what you said. No, he did not say that. Oh my God, you people! Kelly testified under oath that while he believes one of the girls fired the first shot, he saw the smaller gentleman fire 4 or 5 subsequent shots in a quick succession. Now, how the hell does this testimony make sense? You didn't see a gun. I want to be clear. I never saw a gun, okay? I just saw flashes. Whose hand did you see the flashes from first? The girl. But they were all together. They were very close together. Kelly waffled on whether Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, was still inside the vehicle at this point. At first, he placed Peterson inside the SUV during the initial alleged gunshot. So you got a whole witness up here flipping and flopping. I might have saw it. I might not have saw it. I think I saw it. He might have been in the car, but he got out the car. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. But I just saw flashes. I didn't actually see the gun, but I think the girl fired the gun first. But I don't know what happened. But why would he have? What would be his motive to shoot the gun? If they're having an argument, these two women are having an argument. This wasn't a good witness. They shouldn't have called his ass. They should have left his ass on the cutting room floor. Hold on. Oh, there's more. Hold on. What happened next? Did you see the gentleman join? Lanez's lawyer asked. I just saw he was very angry, shouting, and then the flashes. Then came from him. I never saw a gun. They were all fighting, so I just assumed he grabbed the gun. This is a terrible witness. I didn't hear him say, "Excuse me, can I have the gun? It's my turn," Kelly said. Oh god. Oh, eliciting laughter from several observers in the packed courtroom, and I just laughed at it. And I've never heard this man's voice a day in my life, and I laughed at that statement. Did you state that it looked like he was taking the gun away from her? I believe they were fighting. Then he had the gun and he started shooting. On cross examination, Kelly described seeing the shorter male, meaning not Peterson, the taller driver, Jaquan Smith, firing a weapon. Yes. What was he pointing at? He was firing everywhere. So he's just blasting up the street. The street is just getting blasted. Kelly said the short guy fired 4 or 5 times while shouting a torrent of abuse. He was going crazy, Kelly said, really agitated. This Kelly person, she can just shut up at this point. Great. But when the bodyguard contradicts that, and then Sean Kelly never saw a gun, but he's shooting everywhere. So if you're shooting everywhere, but Meg is shot in the foot, who shot Meg in the foot? How come we never got the bullet fragments? How come the bullet fragments? This is a crime. And you mean to tell me that she had bullet fragments removed from her foot and they just magically disappeared? They just magically disappeared. No, Pat, they weren't filming a rap video. They had left a party in the hills, in the Hollywood Hills, and was headed wherever they were headed. And got the 2 women in the car got into a fight, into a verbal altercation that escalated. Now, if the guy is shooting everywhere, bah, 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 but Meg got shot in the foot, this all just seems weird. But like Anna Paulina has stated, 0.01% chance his DNA was on the firearm. Can you explain that? 0% chance on the magazine. No fingerprints. Those alone right there should poke enough holes in the case, in the state's case. You have no DNA. You have no prints. You have 4 people's DNA, four contributors, but Tory isn't the primary contributor. Key gunshot residue test never performed on others. The Sean Kelly guy was not a good witness. Nah, we good. I don't trust the Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly just wanted to come up out of his little ritzy flat and have a little fun with the common folk. That's all Sean Kelly wanted to do. This better play out the right way. Because it doesn't make any sense. Like, if 2 people are having a fight that I'm in the car with and they start arguing and the driver pulls over, they get out the car and continue to fight. All of a sudden, there's a gunshot. Boom. Why the hell would I get out the car and then take the gun from someone and start firing it myself? Why? Why would I do that? Why? That don't make any sense. And I'll make some quirky ass decisions in my life, but I ain't never gonna sit there, get out the car, and start blasting off just to do it. That woman, I believe, shot Megan Thee Stallion. because it don't make any sense that Tory Lanez would get out the car. What motive would he have to shoot her? He wasn't part of the argument. And if he's shooting everywhere, not bored. Even if I was bored, what the hell am I getting up out of here to go blast off for what? The hell? I ain't got no dog in this fight. Y'all fight it out. Y'all do what y'all need to do. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Nothing. Nothing. Not a drop to do with me. This is a whole convoluted pile of dog mess. He was part of the argument. Okay, Herbert. Free Tory Lanez. This is all a bunch of hogwash. Over sentenced. And y'all talk about racism and racial profiling, and nobody's addressing this law. No high profile person is addressing it. Because it involves guns, and they want you to believe that you need stricter gun laws. No, you need to get your 2A rights back in California, in New York, in Illinois. You need your gun rights back. Because the average person is not out there being reckless with their weapons, and the guns aren't the problem. Idiots are, as I said before. Interesting. I miss California. I every day I want to move back to California. You remember what Tory said about her? Yeah, I believe California has been jacked up by oh, Herbert got mad. All right, peace out, Herbert. Anyway, I'm 7 minutes over time. I appreciate y'all for watching this lunchtime chat. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble for an hour. But I'm very passionate about this now, so I'm invested. So I'm going to follow this case, and I'm going to probably update y'all periodically on it. I will see y'all tomorrow, same time, same great channel. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. These are my socials down here on the TikTok, on the YouTubes, on the Instagram, the X, and Rumble. Go support me across platforms. I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you so much, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
Wondering what's going on? Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANT.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANT.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints
AJsRANT.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANT.com today and get to shopping. You won't